Okay. Hello and welcome to another episode of Right to Publish with me, Karen Stanley. And this week I'm joined by the gorgeous Ines Zdelar. Is that how you pronounce your surname, Ines?
Stellar, yes.
Stella. Okay, beautiful. And Ines has just written her first book, which is called Teaching Baby to Sleep. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Ines. What do you do for a start?
Well, my name is Ines, as you said, and I have written Teaching Baby to Sleep. I have been in the childcare for last 25 years and wore many hats, like from nannying to maternity nursing, swimming instructor, and in each role I have learned something that deepened connection with children and my understanding about it all. So yes, this book is all my experience kind of mixed together, and yeah,
Perfect. So, because you're quite passionate about the power of sleep, aren't you, on sort of, for mental health and well-being, not just for children, but for adults as well. It's a bit of a passion of yours, isn't it?
it is because I suffered from sleep deprivation myself while
Mhm.
being in a role of maternity nurse. I couldn't fall asleep during the day or night, so I dive deep into sleep coaching and I learned why did I felt how I did. It was
Mm,
actually, so I understand mums and parents what they're going through because
mm,
I was there once.
mm,
So
mm.
I'm looking in all kind of angles from scientific approach I had, and also I've been with so many babies, so
Yeah.
I kind of uh, follow my intuition because every
Yeah.
baby is different.
Yeah, yeah. And do you know what? We know, just as adults, we know there's nothing like a good night's sleep. If you go to bed and you wake up feeling like you've not been to bed, there's nothing worse than that, is there? You feel like you've been run over in the morning. So when did you get, so obviously you've got loads of experience nannying, as you said, and you've worked with children, babies, for many, many years. You've got lots and lots of experience. So I presume, that sometimes the business book is the next step, isn't it? So, but why did you decide to write a book? What was your motivator? Made you think, yeah, do you know what? I'm going to do that, and this is why I'm going to do it.
Well, it was on one of the events where you were one of the speakers, and you said a sentence that I will never forget. And you said, "What if the book is a ripple effect?" And after when we had lunch, I came to you and I said, "Karen, I'll have book next year." It just it happened, and it was a ripple
Yeah.
effect for me actually after the book launch. It's amazing, and I can't thank you enough for that sentence. It
Oh.
just resonated with me, and yeah,
Mm. Oh, that's amazing.
that's
And
how.
do you know what? And I do say this a lot because some people in their business, because a business book is probably the best lead magnet you'll ever create. I'm quite passionate about that. And it gives you credibility and it gives you kudos and it really helps to sort of put you on the map as someone to take notice of in your field. But a lot of business people are like, well, I haven't quite got enough experience yet, or what, I can't do it until I've done this, or I can't do it until I've done that. And I said, you could wait until the end of your journey, and then there's not much point. It's nice if you want to write your memoir, but if you're looking to promote your business and for your business to grow and to get more leads in, and for people to work out why they'd like to work with you, there's no good doing it at the end of your journey. It needs to be, at the beginning. So I'm really glad that you did that, and you've been excited by the process. I mean, I must just say, your book launch, Innes's book launch, for anyone who wasn't there, happened in a beautiful cot shop, didn't it? In
Yes.
Kensington, Chelsea. It was very, very posh, and we had beautiful cakes, but it was quite an emotional event, wasn't it, Ines?
It was so emotional for me. It's here we go. Dream come true. Dream come true.
Yeah.
Yes,
Beautiful. Yeah, we did. We cried a lot and laughed a lot, didn't we? But that's
we
good. So,
did.
what would you say? has been the most challenging part about writing your book? What would you say has been the bit that's made you go, crikey, I've had to really, because it's not an easy process, is it, writing a book?
No, it's not. But again, you have put it in such a lovely way. You said if you think of a book as a cake and let's slice it. So you guide me through how I took these little pieces away and just focus on one piece of the cake at a time.
Yeah, yeah,
It was amazingly challenging, but
yeah,
wonderfully challenging as well. I
yeah,
think somewhere halfway through the book, I got stuck.
yeah,
And that was because I was rereading the book, rewriting the book, and I was in that loop. And you said to me, you have to stop. You have to finish the book and then let me do
yeah,
my things,
yeah.
which I didn't take on board straight away.
Yeah.
I
It's easy
guilty.
to get caught up, isn't it?
But once I did come like cross that bridge, you have to do what Karen said.
Yeah.
Then it did kind of ease me into it. I didn't reread it, but then once I sent it to you over to you and got the feedback, I felt, wow, this is amazing. And I
Good.
think that part was the most challenging for me.
Yeah, yeah. Because you can really, and this is something I talk to authors about all the time, you can really get stuck in your own head and keep editing and editing. And then what happens is your creativity goes and you just you keep stumbling at every place and you almost trip yourself up, don't you? And
Yes.
going back to what you said as well, that, the slices of the cake, writing a whole book is so overwhelming. I mean, if you sit down and think, right, suddenly I want you to write 50,000 words and you sort of fall flat on the floor and someone picks you up. But if you then break that into, say, I don't know, 20 chapters, that's suddenly 20 chapters of 2,500 words. And time you get your subheadings in, it's 5 sections of 500 words. And it is true. It's, if you deal with, it's like anything in life though, isn't it? If you try and climb the whole mountain, without getting to first, I was speaking to someone who'd climbed Everest, weirdly enough, and he said, there's like the 4 base camps, isn't there, up Everest? And he said sometimes we start at the bottom and we go to base camp 1. And he said, we might be there for a week because we have to wait for everyone to acclimatise. And if people don't acclimatise, we have to slide back down to the bottom and come back up again. And he said, we could be going up and down between, base camp 1. He said, and it's only once we've done that bit, then we go on to the next bit. And I think that's like most big projects in life. If you try and tackle it in one go, it's just too big, isn't it?
Yes, but that course was so helpful when I came to the course writing business book when you said now go and write your chapters. And I thought,
Yeah.
okay, if I have to do just that, that's
Yes.
already
Yeah.
easier. So then I'm
Yeah.
thinking, okay, I can do this step
Yeah.
by step.
Yeah. Yeah. And particularly for non-fiction, because I think if you're writing a story, there's a bit more of an arc and you've got character development and all of that. But a business book, it's quite linear. It starts at the beginning, you deal with several topics as you go along and you develop each one of those. So if you've got a good plan, it does stand you in good stead. So my next question, and you've sort of answered this a little bit, what did you enjoy the most about the process?
I loved the fact that I was creative.
Yeah.
Creativity came out. I was always creative, but I think life came in a way and I just didn't do anything about it. I used to
Mm.
do a little jewelry or something, but so when I started to write a book, actually all these emotions came out. And I think that's in a part of my book that I did share with people why I feel and what I believe in. It was kind of also therapeutic for me, therapy for me to,
Yeah.
give my opinions and my story behind what I believe and why I'm approaching to certain things the way I do my method. So yeah,
Yeah. It is a
and
very cathartic process, isn't it?
and I have to tell you, since I have finished the book, I am writing every day. I have a book, and
Wow.
I need to do it for like 2, 3 pages each morning, and it
Yeah.
is now just in me.
Yeah,
Thank
I know.
you.
It's amazing how many authors I write, or help to write, or I'm part of their journey, and then they go, "I've started two," and I'm like, "You told me you were never going to write one, and now once the bug bites you, it's quite addictive, isn't it?"
It is. It is.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And I don't think there's any feeling like seeing your name. I think lots of authors say this to me. When it starts to look like a book and we start to format it and we think about the front cover, and then I send it back and I say, "This is what it's looking like." Without fail, every author will go, "Oh my God, it's feeling really real." It's
Is
such a lovely
amazing.
feeling, isn't it?
It is amazing. It is nothing. I think it's the best feeling.
Mm.
Oh, yeah, yeah. But
Oh,
that
good.
book cover, when you get this book through the post, the opening is just
Yeah,
amazing. The feeling,
yeah,
yeah. I still can't believe it.
yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, oh, I read the
I know.
book.
Yeah, I know. It's about people are suitably impressed because I think it's only about 1% of the population who actually see it through. Because it's time consuming, isn't it? It takes time. There's times when you feel like you're gonna pull your hair out. It's hard work. There's a lot of grit that goes into a book, isn't there? It's not an easy thing, is it?
It's not an easy thing at all.
No.
Would I do it again? I would.
Oh, I feel another book launch coming on. I'm looking forward to the cakes and the champagne once again. So you've answered that question a little bit, what you'd like to see next. But what was your main kind of thought behind creating the book, and what impact would you like your book to have?
Every writer and every author would like their book to be successful, right? And
Mm,
I would like my book continue to grow and to reach lots of parents. But why I wrote this book was your ripple effect. Um,
ah,
so I wanted to present my book on workshops and on go and public speaking gigs for sleep, not just for children and babies, that
mm,
then for adults as well. So it would
mm,
be, I think, it is amazing what book has already achieved for me. I don't
mm,
have to
mm,
contact people, people are coming to me. So
mm.
it's just, yeah, it's mind-blowing, and I
Yeah.
cannot thank you enough.
Oh, you are such a joy to work with. But it's true. It really does open doors. It really does make you busy. I mean, if you don't want to be in the spotlight, don't write a book because as soon as you have, everyone knows where you are and wants to come and find you. And I think that is the beautiful thing about it. It does really raise your, and also what I've said to people as well, you've got a year's worth of social media content when you've written a book, haven't you? You've got at least 4 or 5 talks that you can give. And with your book as well, like lots of business books, it must be lovely to know what good, because when you've had a baby and you're a bit tired and you're not getting much sleep, the world can feel like it's against you. So it must be a lovely feeling, this book, if it goes to families and they go, because having edited it, I've been privileged enough to get some of the top tips and the tricks and stuff that you used. And I thought, there's some really great advice in there. And that must be a nice feeling to know that you're helping families through those times when literally you probably feel like you're pulling your hair out a little bit.
Yes, because with the better sleep, everyone is functioning better, family is
Yeah.
functioning, and there is no task too big to actually overcome next day. But when you lack of sleep, that's when everything is, I think, um, so much bigger. Every single challenge is bigger than it is. And
Yeah.
and I think
Yeah.
I just wanted with the book to give parents step-by-step guidance, not overwhelm them. So that's why
Mm.
I use the simple language like I would I use with my clients. So that's what I try to do. I hopefully
Yeah.
that it comes across that way.
Yeah, it's very approachable. It's very easy to read. It's very easy to pick up. It's very easy to digest. And that's what you want. You don't want it to be so full of jargon that people can't access it. You want it to be of use, don't you? So
Yes.
before we go today, Ines, you've told me a little bit about you want to do some speaking gigs and you'd like parents to be, having your book and benefiting from it and for your profile to be raised, which is already happening. But what do you think the future holds for you? Do you think you'll write another book? What would anything that you would like to achieve?
Well, you asked me that, I think, on my book launch, and I said I would love to write children's books on sleep.
Right. Mm.
And not just yet, but maybe next year. I
Yeah.
can see that happening.
Yeah.
And that would be wonderful. And
Yeah.
now I think I would like to, in the next year, to go into supporting parents through whole year. So from pregnancy all the way to year one, because that's more what teaching baby to sleep is. It's
Yeah.
building good
Yeah.
habits from 0 to year 1 year.
Yeah, yeah. And I did put a post, I think I put a post in my LinkedIn today about your business book should lead, what's your call to action? You want it to go somewhere. The whole point of your business book is it's your voice in your absence, but you also want to guide those readers into your funnel, don't you? If you've got courses or programs or one-to-one teaching or whatever it is you do in your business, you want to guide those people in, so we can put things in your book like QR codes and URL addresses and all of those things that guide those prospective people who might be on the fence, but once they read your book, they're like, she's my girl.
Yes, but that was wonderful tip as well, coming from you, because I didn't see that before, not in a book that I read. So
Yeah.
it's
We want something to happen. Yeah.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
But
We want
it
something to
was
happen.
really, really wonderful tip again coming from you. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Well, I have to say, you were an absolute delight to work with. You were just
Oh,
very positive, and you're a dream client for me because you were very accepting of feedback, and you kind of try to action the feedback, and you responded and you took it well, and because it can be hard when you're getting feedback, and it can be easy to take it too personally. And a little word to the wise when we're talking to people out there: the editing process isn't for the faint-hearted, is it, Ines?
for you. Oh, honestly, do you remember I had how
I
many?
did.
Oh gosh, that was a book. I said we are here tonight.
Yeah,
Full of
quite a lot of
notes.
post-its.
It was I fell for you, and I mean I don't know how you do it, but you're doing such an amazing job. You're so patient. You were so patient with me. I thought Karen will say no, 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 thank you, not another one. But you were so calm, so patient, and you gave me suggestions when I needed them, but also let me be me, which is
Yeah,
so amazing.
it is
And in
important.
whole this process, I have to say you were such a wonderful mentor, the best one that I ever had, because I
Oh,
had few kind of, obstacles in on my
yeah,
writing journey,
yeah.
but you never pushed me off the cliff. You were always holding my hand and you can do it, which is so wonderful. Thank
Oh, I'm very pleased. So all the listeners out there, I promise you I didn't pay Ines for this interview. No monies were exchanged hands. And I think my patience come when you've stood in front of 30 small children trying to teach them to write. It teaches you something about patience.
you. Of
I
course.
had good
Yes.
grounding. So your post-its were no problem whatsoever. So thank you for listening today. It's been wonderful as ever to chat to the beautiful Ines. She's a really wonderful human being, and her book is amazing. If you are a new parent or a parent of children and you may be having problems with sleep, her book is an absolute treasure trove of tips and advice and some really great tricks to make sure that everybody in the family has a good night's sleep and we all are much more patient and calm after a good night's sleep. So thank you very much, Ines, for joining us. You can buy Teaching Baby to Sleep is available now on Amazon. It's got a beautiful front cover. I must say the cover is gorgeous, isn't it? I love the
Oh,
cover
it's
on your book.
wonderful. Thank you.
It's just lovely. It's just lovely. So thank you for joining us, Ines, and thank you all for
Thank
listening.
you for
And
having me.
we'll listen. You're so welcome. It's a pleasure. And we'll see you all again soon sometime. Bye-bye for now.